using the GoPro camera. Please bear with me, I am not very good at this. And I'm having to shout because the GoPro is inside a plastic rainproof cover and the sound's not very good, so I'm shouting. Okay, so we have our gun. We take out the ramrod, drop the ramrod down the barrel. Ramrod goes all the way in, past the loaded mark, so we know the gun does not have a charge in it. In the old days it was common to leave guns loaded for weeks, maybe even months, and sometimes years at a time. Lots of guns have been found that after a century of storage and they're still loaded. If you think about it, they didn't have cartridges they could take out, so they'd leave the gun loaded. Probably put a feather or a toothpick in the vent hole like I showed you before. The gun would be perfectly okay to be left like that for a long time, and then you would shoot it. But before we load, we make sure we don't already have a charge in the barrel, because if you do, that can create all kinds of problems and the gun might blow up on you. So we're good to go. She's not loaded, we've checked that. Now we're going to put 75 grains of black powder in the gun. So we got our powder measure, powder flask, measure it out. Dip it down the barrel. Again, you notice everything is brass to do with powder, so the chances of it sparking are 0. Grab ourselves a patch which has been soaked in neat with oil on top of the barrel. Get our lead ball, center it on the patch, short starter, get it on its way down the barrel. There we are. I'm not going to use a ramrod. They're wood and they tend to split after a while, and so I don't like to use them. If they do split on you and you're trying to push down, very often you'll get a sharp piece of wood straight through your hand. It's not very nice. They're good for when you're hunting, but for target shooting, I use a range rod, which is made out of aluminium, whatever, and we'll seat the charge. I'll seat the ball with this. Black powder doesn't mind a little bit of compression, but it's important that you compress it the same amount every time that you develop a technique, and then it doesn't affect your accuracy. So, powder's in, ball's in. Now, what do we need to do next? We need to charge the pan. So we're going to use the little flask and lay a line of powder down the pan, being very careful not to cover the vent hole. And the reason we don't cover the vent hole is we want this powder to flash and the flame to go into the hole. If you cover the hole up, it delays the lock time. So powder's in, we'll close the frizzen, we'll sit ourselves down as I'm shooting from a rest to try to film a little better. We have a cardboard target on a dead tree down there about 50 yards away. Okay, so we'll put the gun on full cock. The gun is now ready to fire. Okay, and here we go. So, bang crash wallop. You can see the smoke coming out of the vent hole there, and there is a lot of smoke and quite a distinctive aroma. Not a harsh recoil. The gun gives more of a push than a hard thwack. That's the way black powder burns. It burns progressively. All in all, quite a pleasant gun to shoot. It's a quality gun, so that makes things a little better. That was was good. Let's do it again, eh? So, frizzing's forward, obviously. We'll have a look at our vent hole, make sure she's clear. Give it a little poke. Oops. Just to be on the safe side. "75 grains of powder." Let's use one of these plastic vials. A little bit quicker. Hatch. Ball. Short starter. Range rod. Gun on half cock. Prime the pan. Close the frizzing. Sit yourself down. Gun on full cock. And kaboom! So I can see a hole in the target. I don't know if you can. But anyway, not really trying that hard to be accurate. What can I say? A little bit more about the gun. Gun's identical to this. Have won the European and World Muzzle Loading Championships. Both originals and ones made by Pedersoli, like this one. It's a quality piece, it's very well made. It has a Pedersoli match barrel, match grade barrel. Yeah, so, you know, all in all, a good piece of kit. I love shooting it, I think it's fantastic. And I can continue to do it for a long, long time. So there we are, flintlock shooting, northern Canada, in the middle of winter. Life couldn't be better, really, could it? Bye for now.